It is another beautiful morning in St. John, New Brunswick, and our time is about 6:40 in the morning, Tuesday morning. We're just going to do a run-through of today's commuter ride. Our commuter is in Milledgeville, and she's heading up to the Tucker Park complex, which includes the hospital and the universities, Dow Medicine, UNBSJ, and BCC. So this is a very easy ride, and what we expect many commuters, it's just ideal, particularly at this time of year. We get to see an idea of what is coming. We're just starting from the yacht club this morning, and we'll eventually join up. This is applicable for many. We find that many that live in the area also work in the area. It's just a natural combination. If you're going to be at the hospital or the UNB, the university complex, during your career, I'd personally live closer, and so it was very similar for here. We had a family member had a 13 years run at UNBSJ and Dow Med, so it was just a natural commute for us. Now this is a very easy hill coming up for an e-bike. There's certainly an ability to wear business attire, even skirts and dresses with the e-bikes that are available for here. We can always take a shortcut. There's a nice little road that runs behind Parkland if we think the traffic is going to get sloppy up here. But we have a left-hand turn at the intersection of Millage Avenue and University. It's a very clear left lane that we're able to join very clearly. We have plenty of time to. This seems to be confusing a lot of St. John residents. This little entrance here, it is actually joining the two lanes. You have a merge coming up Millage Avenue, and then you enter the bike lanes. We're not catching the partitions or the pillars in this year. They're a bit late, but it is a very nice lane and a short. We can normally crank it up to an easy, relaxing 30 kilometers along this stretch. And just for your reference, I'm driving at 40 kilometers on this stretch. Constant concern always seems to be, but what about the ambulances? Well, I hate to say it, but all my trips in the ambulance have tended to come up Churchill Boulevard. But you see on the left-hand side there is a wide half lane that's marked, and it's very easy for ambulances to pass over here. At this stage, as we commute, we know that we're coming up to a left-hand turn for us. As you can see ahead, we don't have a lot of traffic, but this will change about later on in our commute. So we have a good, clear view out of our left mirror forward. By here, we're over sliding into this lane, and we would be making a standard left-hand turn from about this position. We don't normally get a lot of traffic going the other way for us, so it's an easy turn for us to come up. This is the big hill that stops a lot of people from even thinking commuting. It looks pretty steep. For a standard bike, but once again, we're talking e-bikes this morning, and this is a nice climb up for us. Traffic isn't fast, we're not going to give away exactly where our commuter is employed today, so we'll cover a bit of the hospital and both the university complex. We point out a big problem with commuting is the availability of where do I leave my bike. The hospital here has its bike racks just to our left at this entrance. NBC has bike racks behind its building, and DelMed has bike racks for its students and staff. So we're not, this is a nice flow. The traffic, we're generally traveling at the same speed as the cars here, so it is an easy ride. We're not having big concerns. We have a couple of speed bumps, but we have our suspension on the bikes. We do a slightly rolling stop on the bikes. So when we say when people, oh, you don't stop, well, we stop, but we don't always put our feet down. There's very little traffic coming out of the emergency section for us, so it's not, it's an easy transition. Up ahead, you can see a lot of the traffic going into the main entrance into the university. We'll just make a left-hand turn, and this would be very similar to what we'd be facing later in the morning. The hospital staff, their shift is a bit earlier than our guests, so you're having about a 7 o'clock shift change up at the hospital. This is an easy one. The bus comes here, and what we find a problem, particularly for students, or the student in my household, was it wasn't getting there in the morning, it was getting home at night. And there's always lab work and such. Over on the left here is the DelMed building. Their parking is in behind. NBCC, and this is their health sciences complex. They have a bike parking or bike racks in the back. It is just a beautiful morning. We're turning around here. We're not really sure. I haven't come across all the bike racks on the UNBSJ campus, and we have another commuter in this month that wishes to come up to try a commute. And we'll have to make sure that there's a parking lot or a place to securely park the bike for the day. Oh, we're just doing a little spin around in there. You see the NBCC bike park in their picnic area in the back. So it's a very easy ride getting up to the complex. You saw how little traffic there is at 6:30. We'll see what 8:30 actually brings, and we have done a introduction ride with our commuter. It doesn't match what it's really like during the time that they would actually ride. So our commuter is very comfortable making the ride. We did it in an evening coming up. We had a fun. We're able to return the commuter back through the houses rather than the main street. Makes it a bit easier. And the nice thing is, it's all pretty well downhill on the return trip. We were not going to go over to the main entrance for UNB, which is over on our left. But there's lots of opportunities to secure the bike. That's a very easy ride for us this morning. We'll be back and not necessarily filming, but I just wanted to give you an idea of this is what can easily be converted to a commute. Speaking for our own family, who I think you may appreciate, my daughter completed her doctorate here at Dow Medicine, and it was more convenient for her to have one of our fat e-tire bikes, and she would have studded tires and she would ride her e-bike year round. It was a very convenient time, particularly when she would be late evenings in the lab for her. As you see, since I'm doing a bit of talking, we're just doing a bit of the reverse trip and coming down the hill. So almost always you'll have a uphill leg and a downhill leg, and on the way home you can just, I think we've pretty well rolled all the way down. The concern about the batteries, normally one of our batteries will last a week for a commute like this. As a tour guide, we take out the batteries after every tour day and charge them up so that we have full capacity and we're not going to be surprised. Thank you for following us this morning. This is a bit of a long reel. Yeah, but it is something that we have to do before each tour. We always do a recce, see what the traffic, see what new construction is hitting us in St. John. Thank you for following along.